using our sense of the world to make sense of the world. World peace through individual strength. Waking up the globe. Physically, mentally, spiritually, and then physically again. Feel better. Objectively. Together here. Every weekday morning. It is 5:38 a.m. on Thursday, July 15, 2021. Good morning. This is Padawan. Wonderful out there. I hope you're able to feel the weight of the body down the front of the spine. Remember, the weight-bearing portion of the spine is the front. And then allowing that weight to be delivered equally across these rainbow arches, into these sit bones, into these two contact points with your seat, which are the pelvis, not your legs. You do not sit on your legs. And are you feeling the front of your shins as you remember that you do not sit on your legs? Good morning, guys. Welcome to another Truth Hurts Day, where we talk about the world sucks, but why? There's insecure people. But we're not just gonna leave you hanging. We're gonna talk about what to do about that. I'm Herbie. Welcome to Padawan. We'll be right back. Get your ass up. Get your ass up and have a great ass day. Herbie like. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. How are you? How are you? Are you able to stretch yourself? Have you been stretching? Are you brushing your teeth right now? Are you driving? Are you drinking a glass of water, maybe? What you up to this morning? What are you up to this morning? Are you just knocking the sheets off of your body? What you up to? Are you brushing your hair right now? Are you about to go take a shower? What are you up to? Are you combing your hair? Are you taking the kids to school? Are you dropping the kids off at the pool? Where you at right now? Wherever you are, wherever thou art, I hope you're feeling fantastic today. I hope you're able to feel the weight of the body down the front of the spine and into the rainbow arches at all times. Hope you're able. Let's shake our awareness, sense today. Let's stretch our sense of self like a muscle today. Are you remembering to allow these words to go in one ear and out the other? Remember, in one ear and out the other. Say it with me. In one ear and out the other. Say it with me. In one ear and out the other. Say it with me. In one ear and out the other. One more time. Say it with me. In one ear and out the other. And how does that feel? Here on Palgo On, what are we about? We're about a feeling better than sex. What do we mean a better feeling better than sex? Herbie, what's a feeling better than sex? There's no feeling better than sex, Herbie. But what about a feeling that's right there within your body that everybody has, that everybody can relate to? These feeling, the weight of the body into the front of the spine and into the rainbow arches at all the time. A feeling that never leaves you. What if you could have that on Palgo On? A feeling to help you overcome all things the same way your morning would. Feels so good on Palgo On. Something that you can take with you anywhere you go. Make you feel good from the inside out in a way that no one can take away from you. How would you feel about that? Wouldn't that be better than sex? And don't you think? Some way. A way to feel better objectively, to feel good, to overcome objectively, that no one can take away from you. How would that feel to you? Luckily, we're all about that feeling here on Palgo On. Luckily, we're here, holding it down like a tent for you on Palgo On. Holding it down like a tent, like your body would do for you. Holding it down like a tent. Holding it down. The world sucks today. Why? The world sucks. Why? Because of insecure people. But are we just gonna leave you without a pedal and not tell you how to do anything about that? No, we're not gonna do that to you. But does that resonate with you? The world sucks right now. Because of insecure people. We can't have nice things because of insecure people. And we're talking about politicians, Twitter, big tech, all these people pleasers, even porn stars. The way the world is right now, what is it? It's because of insecurity? How does that resonate with you? We'll be right back. Good morning. Using our sense of the world to make sense of the world. World peace through individual strength. Most of all, waking up every day. Today, on the Truth Hurts Day, the world sucks right now, and that might be why. Does it feel like it's because this world's gone crazy because of people themselves? Does it feel like the politicians themselves are crazy? Everybody on Twitter is so crazy. What are we living in? It feels like a crazy world right now. On the Truth Hurts Day, we talk about our relationship with these hard truths so that we can make our way to Freedom Fridays. Feel great on Freedom Fridays. What are some of these hard truths? Well, maybe that we live in a world right now that's severely affected by the insecurity of people themselves. The insecurity of people themselves. Insecurity of people themselves. Now, what does that mean? What kind of insecurity is that? What is insecurity even? We say that word all the time, but what is security even? Insecurity. What is security and what is insecurity even? What is insecurity and security even? As we're stretching our sense of self like a muscle today. We might need to cough a lot and not be able to cough in a way that satisfies us. Have we ever experienced that? Does that feel like insecurity? Have we ever spoken to someone, had our emotions be triggered, and end up saying something that we don't mean? Our voice comes before us. Is that insecurity? Does that feel like insecurity? We might lash out at a loved one for not treating us the way that we wanted to be treated. Does that feel like insecurity? We might take it personally when a loved one lashes out and maybe act a little bit different after that. Does that feel like insecurity? We might see a significant other speaking to someone else in a certain way, and that might make us treat them differently when we get home or something like that for the next while. Does that feel like insecurity? We might be more inclined to agree with something out loud that we might not necessarily agree with on the inside. Does that feel like insecurity? We might look a certain way, or we might pay attention to certain kind of media, or we might not look at certain kinds of media because of what people might say. Does that feel like insecurity? We might not share certain things on social media for fear of what people might say about it. Does that feel like insecurity? What exactly is this insecurity thing anyway? What is that feeling? What is that feeling? We all are so aware of it, but what is it exactly? Why do we get it? What is insecurity even? What is insecurity even? What the heck is insecurity even? Does it have to do with people? What the hell is insecurity even? Well, maybe insecurity is the feeling that you have not secured what you are certain will help you overcome. Overcome what, Herbie? The suffering of the world, the things that come your way. Different trials and tribulations that come your way, that are for sure to come your way. That are for sure to come your way. So what gives you insecurity? As we're talking about insecurity on the Truth Hurts Day, what the hell is insecurity? These politicians, these Twitter feeds that we see. Giant conglomerates of companies, of food companies, and Walmarts, and Starbucks, and different companies telling you what to do. All these people, or all these businesses owned by people. But we live in a culture right now where every person is so insecure. How do we know that they're insecure? Well, define insecurity. Can you define insecurity? We're even insecure on our definition of insecurity, aren't we? We're even insecure on our definition of insecurity. So let's get secure on our definition of security. Well, have you secured your method of overcoming? Do you feel that your method of overcoming is secure? Do you feel that your method of overcoming is always present, is always available to you, is always accessible? Do you feel that the way you use to overcome things is always accessible? Do you feel that the way that you overcome things is always accessible? Isn't that what security is? Whatever you deem to help you overcome the situations that come your way, have you secured it? Can you secure it? Do you feel secure in that? Now notice how we didn't say exactly what that is. As in, for some people it might be popularity that makes them feel like they can overcome. For other people it might be money that makes them feel like they can overcome. Other people feel like it's personal success. People might feel like it is a spouse or a relationship. Whatever it is that you might feel will help you overcome situations, hardships, suffering, is what you want to have secured, to feel security, to feel secure as opposed to feeling insecure. The thing that helps you, the thing that makes you worth it, the thing that makes you valuable, the thing that you feel that makes your life worth it. Do you have that insecurity? Do you have secure access to that? Again, some people might find it in popularity. Other people might find it in financial success. But whatever it is that helps you overcome hardships and whatever situations arise, that is what makes you feel secure, should you have access to it. So what does the world see right now? If the world sucks right now because of insecure people, well, what do these insecure people running the world see as their method of overcoming suffering? If we are to say that they're insecure. What does the world right now see as necessary for security? What does the world right now see as necessary for security? What does the world right now see as necessary for security? Let's think about that. What does the world right now, what do the people in the world right now, what does the world right now, the people right now, what do they see as necessary to feel secure? As replacing the weight of the body down the front of the spine and into the rainbow arches at all other times. We'll be back right here on your No Nonsense podcast, brought to you by the Best Feeling Network. What does the world right now see as necessary to feel secure? We'll be right back. What does the world currently see as necessary to feel secure? Again, are you asking yourself, what does the world see as necessary to feel secure? Using our sense of the world to make sense of the world. World peace through individual strength. Waking up the globe physically, mentally, and spiritually. And then physically up again. Why? To feel good, to feel better objectively. On your only no nonsense podcast brought to you through the Best Feeling Network. I'm your host, Herbie. Good morning, and this is Palgo On. It is 6:06 a.m. on The Truth Hurts Today. It is July 15th, 2021 on Thursday, The Truth Hurts Day. What does the world see as necessary to feel secure these days? Well, there are two ways to look at the world. One, in that the people-pleasing route, and the other one, which is the integrated route. The people-pleasing way to look at the world is that you want to people-please. Is that you want to be agreeable because the people own the world. So if you want to do well in the world, you have to be good with all the people. Right? That's one way to look at the world. Is that your responsibility, your responsibility to yourself is to be liked by the public so that you can fit in with society. And that is the best way to go about it, because you live in this society. So to get the most out of society, to receive the most spoils from society, to be looked at most favorably by society so they can get the most you can from society. The people-pleasing view looks outwardly at the people and says, I must please those people so I fit in with them so that they give me what I want. I have to be good and agreeable to the world, the people, so that I may receive what I want. Right? You want to be good and agreeable to the people of the world so that you can receive from the people of the world the things you want. The people-pleasing route, right? The people-pleasing route. As opposed to the integrated route, which is going after what you want, which is valuing truth in your life, what do we mean by values? As in concepts, actions, behaviors, and morals that will constantly do well for yourself. That will do good for you. The integrated route says, I happen to the world. The people-pleasing route says the world happens to me. The integrated route says I look at what is right, what is going on, what is true, sticking to values. And what do we mean by values? As in things that you invest in that will continuously give you good returns in your life in ways that you see as good. And so we're all trying to figure out our own values for our lives, whichever way works for our lives, and we're all trying to find the best way because we all live in so many different conditions, right? Our lives are so complicated that we're trying to find the simplest rules so we can apply it to everybody, so everybody can live so easily together and have a great life together, right? As we are trying to do. So there's two ways to look at the world. A people-pleasing route, which is valuing being agreeable, as in being liked by people because people will give you, quote unquote, the things that will meet your needs. Or the integrated route, which values internal values, as in things that you decide, rules and morals and behavior patterns that you decide are good for your worldview, that you stick to, that overseeds or supersedes likability from other people. You see, there's one way to look at the world, which is you get your value from other people, as in looking outwardly from your body, looking outwardly at the world. And there's another way to look at the world, which is looking inwards towards what you see of the world, what you've experienced, and applying it outwardly towards your own life. As in, you see patterns that you see fit in your life, and you decide rules in your life that your body then follows and behaves and aligns with, regardless of people out there, whether or not they like these things about you or they agree these things about you, because there are other people outside of your body. So of course there will be people who disagree, as opposed to the other way of looking at the world, which is the people-pleasing route, which is you get your value and your needs met by looking outwardly at people who approve or disapprove of you. Basically, there's two ways of looking at the world: approval seeking or not approval seeking. As in, approval seeking of other people or going after a feeling from within. There's two ways to look at it, at the world. Approval seeking, which is you're valuing people's highly approval of you, which is an emotional thing, right? You're valuing people's approval of you, versus a non-approval seeking way of living life. People pleasing versus non-people pleasing. Approval seeking versus non-approval seeking. The problem with approval seeking is that every person has their different motives for saying different things. So you don't even know if they're being honest with you first and foremost. Second of all, everybody has a different vantage point for every different thing. So going off of a people-pleasing route, you will get many different answers for every single topic you get to. You talk to anybody, always get different examples if you get a big enough sample size. So can you please all the people all the time with this people-pleasing route? Are you these people? Are you able to be in their spots, in their lives at all the times to make sure that they're happy? If you're going to live an approval-seeking lifestyle, you get your value of yourself by looking at other people. You get your value of yourself by looking at other things around you, at the things that surround you outside of your body, as opposed to your ability and your relationship to control your body and to feel great in your body. If your relationship was strong with your body, to feel good in your body. That inward relationship is very different than this approval-seeking relationship with yourself, where you're constantly looking outward at the world and other people for how you should feel about yourself. Looking outward, trying to do things to get other people's approval of you. Going to work a certain way, going to a certain kind of job, having a certain amount of kids, having a certain kind of friends, wearing a certain kind of clothes, eating the right kind of food, looking the right kind of way, listening to the right kind of music, dancing to the right kinds of songs, meeting with the right kind of people, living in the right kind of place. We might do all these things for the approval of other people because we don't know how to value ourselves from the inside out. So there's two ways of looking at the world, right? Either outwardly, approval seeking of other people. You might be doing things to work on yourself, right? Get better at dancing, get better at juggling, get better at managing your stocks, get better at doing a podcast, get better at waving a flag, get better at seeing so many countries, get better at doing go-karts. We might do these things that feel internal, but if you're living an approval living lifestyle, does it not resonate with you that maybe you're doing some of those things for the approval of others sometimes, because we look for the approval of others. We don't know how to approve ourselves sometimes. So there are two ways to look at the world. One, the approval seeking paradigm, the approval seeking worldview, or the integrated worldview. Inside worldview, where you look at yourself, you look at the insides, you look at your relationship with yourself, and you integrate both the goods and the bads, so that you can get the goods out of the bads, and know how to avoid certain bads by looking at the goods. You gotta have both so that you know how to deal with it when one or the other arises. this relationship with the self, this integrated worldview, living inside out. We used to live outside in, right? Approval seeking, looking at the world to like try to approve of us, and then we feel valuable about ourselves. How many likes did we get? How many people clapped at that time when I said that joke? How many people here at this party? How many family members do I have around me? How many friends do I have? Am I listening to the right kind of music? Am I caught up on the latest series? For the approval of others. Because it is hard to feel the approval of the self because we have a small, very infinitesimal relationship with the self. Very weak. How do we regain that sense of self? How do we regain our relationship with the self? Feel the weight of the body down the front of the spine and into the rainbow arches at all the time. These are something inside of you, baby. Feel in front of the shins, and then remember that you do not sit on your legs. These are inside of you, baby. Don't you feel so approved of feeling your own body like that? And does it feel like it's approving of you as you feel that you do not sit on your legs, but rather your pelvis bone carries the weight through the weight-bearing portions? Doesn't that feel like approval? And can't they take that with you everywhere you go? Is that locked with you? Maybe. As opposed to approval seeking, where you're always looking outward where your body is not. You can look inward and have a relationship with your body where your body always is. Have a relationship with stuff that makes you feel bad outside and it makes you feel worse without. Or have a relationship with the thing that makes you feel great within and it's always there. So there's two ways of looking at the world. Approval seeking, looking outside in, looking outside of the world, looking outside at the world, at the people around you, the smiling faces, the money around you, the pretty girls, the food around you, looking outside to validate your value within. Wow, I am valuable. Look at all these great things around me. Look at all the people who love me. Wow, I must be valuable. Is that how we do it? Things that can be taken away? That's one worldview, approval seeking, looking outside in. And another worldview is looking inside out, right? Is looking within to define the value of yourself and the value that you put out to the world, right? Right? How do we do that? How do we see when people are approval seeking, living the worldview of approval seeking, and improving this, living the lifestyle of living inside out? Well, people who are approval seeking will look for the approval of people, right? As in sometimes being agreeable will be more important than being honest or right. So the people who are insecure in the world, I wonder, do we see that there are people insecure in the world? Do we see these big tech giants? Do we see even politicians, the ones who rule our lives? Do we see porn stars? Do we see people on Twitter? Do we see these people as having low self-esteem, as being insecure? How could you be insecure? Well, you might not have secure access to the thing that makes you feel like you can overcome. But what two worldviews are there? Approval seeking. Non-approval seeking. What do most people in this world value? Are most people integrated or are most people approval seeking? Do most people live inside out or do most people live outside in? Do most people live inside out, as in looking within to define their value and then push that value to the outside world? Even see that value in the outside world? Project that value to the outside world? Or do most people live outside in? Looking outside of their body, looking outside at things that are not them to define the value of themselves within, to give them confidence within. Do most people view the world inside out, getting their confidence from within first and exuding it outwards? Or do most people live outside in, using attachments and outside world things and things around them to define their value in within? I want you to think about that. We'll be right back. using our sense of the world to make sense of the world. World peace through individual strength, waking the globe up physically, mentally, spiritually, and physically again. Why? To feel better objectively on your only no-nonsense podcast on the Best Feeling Network. I'm Herbie. And this is Pogo On. Good morning. It is 6:24 a.m. Do most people in the world live looking inside out, finding their value inside, within? Or do most people in the world live outside in, finding their value of themselves without, in the outside world, and applying it to themselves inside? We can't have nice things, guys, on the Truth Hurts days. We can't have nice things, apparently, because everybody's so insecure. Insecure is a funny word, right? Because it depends on how you view your security. It depends on how you view what makes you secure. Most of the world right now lives outside in. They live looking for security at looking at the outside world. They look at security by looking at approval from other people, from the money they have, but especially from the approval from the people around them. That's how they view themselves. Most people right now, most people in the world, they do right now. Because how else are we going to feel value of ourselves? We don't know where to make ourselves feel valuable immediately. We can't do that on command. However, other people can, right? Another person can hit all the right spots and make you feel better immediately, right? In a feeling that's not as good as Pogo On, obviously, but there's a way to physically make someone feel kind of amazing, right? For a short amount of time or whatever, but it requires another person, and when you're done with it, it's gone. And there's a lot of shame involved with it because it is kind of like a drug. It has you coming back for more, and you might do it in less than couth ways, less than acceptable ways. So there's a lot of pressure and shame about it, right? Which might also actually encourage your motivation to receive it, but that's neither here or there. But it's a great feeling, right? This thing that people can give you, or that we can kind of imitate on our own bodies. This great feeling, right? Such a great feeling. Such a great feeling. Helps you overcome all things. Doesn't it make you feel like you can overcome all things, this feeling? Make you overcome all things. And what makes you feel like you can overcome all things? You make it to your God. You use that thing as your security, as in when you want to feel secure, or if you want to feel secure, well, you have to have secure access to this thing. So if it is sex, having secure access to this thing is what will define your security. Are you a hot young stud? Are you down to get some fresh poon? Are you able to? There's your security. You have access to the thing that you know will help you overcome. Are you a hot young wife? Are you a hot young banging, young insta-thotty? I don't know. Are you among the high ranks? Security. There will be somebody there to provide you that immediate physical satisfaction, should we not find that spiritual one that we are always looking for since day one. Should we not find that, isn't our security rooted in at least having our backup in the other things that make us feel good in life, the other pleasure? The world right now doesn't have access to another pleasure besides sex. It doesn't have access to another pleasure that is similar to that, something that's on your body that can make you feel good almost instantly, and make you feel better than almost a lot of things in the world right now. What else is on your body that can make you do that? Your ears, your eyes, your mouth, your nose, your hair, your skin, your legs, your arms, nothing. Just that area in between your sit bones. This area right here. Between your legs. Just that area. Us on Earth right now, we do not have access to ourselves. Another feeling on our bodies, which would mean it's convenient, it's accessible, it's part of us, it's very intimate. We have yet to discover anything in our bodies that can replicate this kind of feeling so that we don't have a relationship with any other part of our body like this. You see, I was on Twitter the other day talking to this dude about how you have a relationship with things. Even if you think they don't exist, your relationship with them exists. The fact that you think that they don't exist is a relationship. Your relationship with him, with that thing, is that you're a disbeliever. It's still a relationship. To not have a relationship with that thing, you'd have to be like neutral. You'd have to like not even know about each other. You'd have to like not even know about these things. But even then, you can in an abstract way, you can say that that's a relationship. It's a relationship in which they do not know each other at all. And that is a relationship. But as we talk about this relationship that we have with this genitalia area, this area that's supposed to be like, wow, it feels so great, but it needs somebody else to help me do it to get it so its maximum potential. That's all we know in the world right now. That is all we know. That is the best feeling that we have on our bodies. And so we have a relationship with it. We have a relationship with this feeling. As in, if we don't get enough of this feeling, or if we don't feel secure in this feeling, it can cause us to feel insecure to deal with these sufferings that come with life. So we have a relationship with this feeling, with this part of our body that gives us access to this feeling. We have a relationship with it. And so having ample access, a satisfactory amount of access to this feeling, will contribute to what we consider security. In the world right now, until we find something better than sex, we're going to be surrounded by people who cannot move, cannot function because they value sex. They're going to value this pleasure thing more than anything else because it is their security. Good politicians. We can't have that. Why? Because of insecurity. Because even when people like Fauci, when big giant people at the top think of all his power, and big giant people at the top, when they get caught doing some crazy uncouth things, there is a certain amount of honesty that we can just not expect from an insecure population. Should you be caught in a lie, but also insecure, what we will see is more lies. What we will see is deeper and deeper lies. What we will see is deeper and deeper deception, because in order to be authentic, integrated, I guess authentic is a great word too, as opposed to people pleasing and as opposed to approval seeking, you want to be authentic and integrated. Insecurity. Isn't that why we can't have nice things? Is insecurity. We look at these politicians these days especially as if they are some role models, and we use their names like they're some martyrs. They'll have their names thrown around, but then you look at them, as in you watch them, not look at their appearance, but you watch them. You just watch them. These insecure folk making decisions about your life because they're too insecure about their actual decision making. They never back out. They never be honest. Because of insecurity. As in insecure that they will retain the respect that they think that they have. So what will happen? Instead of honesty, we'll get dodging, whipping, and weaving. You get honesty. Instead of honesty, you get deceiving. You get deflection. You get lies, you get pointing, you get arguments. No solutions. Why? Insecurity. The insecurity to handle what's going on. The insecurity to handle the idea of having to actually deal with a situation. Feelings of I can't handle it. Preventing us from getting what we want. You think it's not affecting nobody, but it's affecting the people as the people who you would want to be the least insecure, as in the people that you would want the least bending, as in the people who you would want to bend the least to outside pressures, are becoming increasingly more the insecure people. The people who will bend. Why is it a bad thing to bend? Well, there's always people around you, so bending in every direction means that you're going to stretch yourself too thin. No person can bend. No person should bend for anything they do not want to do. Oh, but Herbie, I gotta do things that I don't want to do. Find a reason why you want to do that thing. No person should bend. Because you yourself are more valuable to the world when you are yourself. Did you know that there is a hole in society the shape of your soul when you are not giving it your all? And did you know that you die every 5 minutes, but that counter is reset for every breath you take? Insecurity. The feeling that you cannot overcome the next moment. The feeling that you're going to lose what you had. Insecurity. People in charge of our lives. Us thinking that they were these masterminds who, in conglomerate, encompassed and embodied all of our thinking. We saw them as the monoliths. No. Come to find out that the people in politics are the people who are insecure. People in politics are the ones who didn't do anything else in their lives. The people in politics are the ones who are too insecure to do anything else with their lives, so they go on there and control other people's lives because they don't create anything. World sucks. Why? Because there's insecure people. Not just down here on our level, but also up there. We can never forget that. From bottom level to top level, there's insecurity. Even your favorite porn stars, who you think are so secure just by the way that they look at the camera, full of insecurity. Truth hurts, guys. Truth hurts. On the truth hurts day. There's just insecurity from all levels, from entire level, from the whole spectrum, bottom to top. Bottom to top, there's insecurity. Bottom to top. Is that why the world sucks? And how do we fix it? Well, let's get secure from the inside out. Let's not live outside in. The truth hurts, guys. It's another truth hurts days. The world sucks. Why? Because of insecure people. From bottom to the top. From bottom to the top. But how do we fix that? We get insecure by not living outside in, approval seeking at the outside in like these suckers, but living in the inside out, living from the inside out. Feeling the weight of the body down the front of the spine and into the rainbow arches at all the times, and then feel it front of the shins. And remember that you do not sit on your legs, so let this feeling guide you, not the approval seeking of others. Why might you want to live that way? Well, Because living from the inside out will never be gone from you. It will never leave you. You don't need nobody else to do it for you, and it will always feel great, and you can make it feel better every time. All things pretty much counter to that of sex. So degrading over time, with age, can be taken away from you. You need somebody else. No. It's with you all the time. It does not decline with age. It actually grows in time. It cultivates with you. You feel more secure in time, and no one can take it away from you. Good morning. I'm your host here. I'm your host, Herbie. And this is Pal Go On. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day.